Hey there, and welcome into the Daily Dynasty Show. My name is Spencer Smith, and today I am joined by my co-host, Ben. What's up, Ben?
And after last night, I could be doing better. I could be doing better. But all things considered, fantasy team went off yesterday. So honestly, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Hey, that's what we're talking about. Well, today we're doing a three-game highlight. We're going to be looking over three different games from Sunday's slate of games, some studs and duds, a new segment, but why, and a draft of the top 5 secret locations to hide a top-secret memory card in your house for 24 hours from a thief. You don't want to miss a thing. Let's go. Alrighty, well, let's start right here with the Bills and the Dolphins. What a confusing game. What the heck was literally what I had in my notes to start. I mean, so weird. A 30-13 Dolphins win. The Bills were atrocious. I mean, just all the way around. The Dolphins were good. I mean, and my question was, am I even seeing this right? Of what's reality? Tua was still mid beyond belief, but Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle, insane. What a game. And Ben, what did you think of this Bills and Dolphins game?
Yeah, I feel like once a year for this game for the Bills and Dolphins, it honestly feels like the Dolphins always sneak a game in. Yeah, just so confused because it's crazy how, and the Bills could easily be part of our segment, but why later? But they are very confusing because it's like one week they look like a Super Bowl champion beating the Chiefs, and then they drop to the lowly Dolphins. I get that it's, it could be a trap game. I understand that. And if you look at the numbers, Allen looked pretty good, 28 for 40 for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good day, all things considered. But everyone else, I mean, James Cook, 13 rushes for 53 yards. Allen only had 4 rushes for 31 yards. And, Shakir had 58 yards, Coleman 46, and Dalton Kincaid for 37. And it's crazy, too, because you look at Tua. I feel like Tua's becoming Bryce Young in the sense of just, I mean, 15 for 21, a $173, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like, how are you letting that stat line, that person beat you? But to your point, your point you made, A-Chain went off 22 for a $174 and 2 touchdowns, with Waddle doing 84 and a touchdown as well. So all things considered, is this going to save, Mike McDaniel's job? Probably not. But yeah, all things considered, very weird game. Very weird game.
Well, speaking of this game, I got a Bills friend of mine, Johnny, over from the JV show. He actually sent in this video talking about his thoughts of the Bills after this game. Let's check it out.
That was the most pathetic game I've witnessed in the Josh Allen era as a Bills fan. We have an issue stemming from GM right down to the players on the field. We don't make moves at the trade deadline. We don't draft particularly well. We don't coach particularly well, especially when the playoffs start rolling around. The offense has nothing besides Josh Allen and James Cook, depending on the night. But we really don't like to use James Cook on third down despite paying him $12 million because we're fascinated with taking him out of the lineup. We don't have receivers that separate. We don't have a number 1. We might not even have a number 2. And our defense, don't get me started, stinks. Our secondary has always been a weakness. And on top of that, we can't tackle. We have no effort. We just look disinterested. So what are my thoughts on the Bills for the rest of the season? Well, I know for a fact the Patriots have 2 games in hand. They're 8-2. They have a cupcake schedule, which probably means we don't win the division. And when the playoffs roll around, I'm assuming, unfortunately, it'll be the same story Bills fans have dealt with for year after year after year, where Josh Allen is the only guy we can rely on. And when he doesn't play MVP football, well, that's the product you get.
So Ben, after listening to JV there, what was your reaction to what he had to say about the Bills?
I mean, I kind of think he hit it on the head because it's crazy to think, from the top down point from the GM all the way down, you got to think, well, like, first off, why aren't you surrounding Allen with weapons? Like, Keon Coleman is not that guy. Shakir is okay. Their tight ends are, you got James Cook, who's been having a great few years. It's like, I'm shocked that they're not going all out to try to surround him with a true wide receiver one, because I feel like whenever he had Diggs, sure, they were kind of off point a little bit, but I mean, that's still a wide receiver one. And then, um, I just think they do give you that hope. They do give you, again, beating the Chiefs, and then now you're dropping it to the Dolphins. The play calling, the fact that the Patriots are somehow 8-2, and they have an easy schedule for the rest of the week, rest of the year, excuse me. And so, yeah, I think just Buffalo is Buffalo's a fascinating team, just in the sense of they should be 12-4 every single year, 13-3 every single year, but here we are sitting 6-3 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tough watch. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I got to agree with JV there. Hopefully his Bills can turn it around, but every time this year, like he was saying, it seems like once they get close to the playoffs, they start I don't know, man, things get funky. Even in the playoffs, they really look like they can be the team, and then things get weird. The next game I wanted to talk about here was the Bears and the Giants. This game, a 24-20 victory for the Bears, and it was electric really after the second half, and more so once Jackson Dart went out. I mean, Jackson Dart was controlling this game for the Giants with, again, I might add, nobody around him. No Cam Scatterbo. No Malik Neighbors. Wandale Robinson was doing everything he could to not catch passes. I mean, he was basically asking, please don't throw me the ball. Jackson Dart goes down with a concussion running in the end zone, and Russell Wilson has to come in. And this, of course, was the beginning of the end. Bears led a drive where Caleb Williams has the longest run in a play of his career and follows it up with a pass to Roma Dunze for the touchdown, bringing it 20-17. Giants get the ball with just under 4 minutes left, and Russell Wilson can't get anything going. And the drive is capped off with a sack from CJ on Wilson, and then they muff the punt and give the Bears excellent field position near the 50. And the Bears just get going. Luther Burden with a huge play right before the 2-minute warning, and the game was heating up. Then Caleb Williams, coming out of the 2-minute warning, has another huge run, this time for the score, bringing it at 24-20. Giants turn it over. Bears get the win. A great win by this scrappy Bears team. Ben, when you're watching this game, what are you thinking from both teams? And, of course, this just being a concussion for Jackson Dart, surely he's back. If not in Week 11, then Week 12. Either way, to me, their season, it was 2 weeks ago, but their season's over. But, Ben, what's your take of watching this game?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think big view, Jackson Dart is that guy. He's clearly, I mean, we've been saying this for weeks. It looks like he's getting better each and every week. I mean, 6 rushes for 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. He didn't throw in the air, but I mean, hey, we'll take the 66 on the ground and the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think the Giants season is clearly over. I think Dabble is gonna be gone. It sucks that you lose Neighbors. It sucks you lose Scatterbo. That looks to be a 3-headed monster with Dart. But it just comes down to a point. They're losing close games. They're kind of blowing it. They're not doing things right. But this Bears team, man, I mean, I'm really impressed with what the Bears are doing. Like you said, a scrappy team. I mean, Williams for 63 yards and a touchdown on the ground from him, which, I mean, we didn't really see a lot of rushing from him. Swift 13 for 80 yards. Dunze finally does something after that shootout last week. 6 for 86 and a touchdown. And yeah, so I mean, it was a good win. It is against the Giants. We're now to that point where if you beat a team, it's like, all right, well, they're heading in 2-7. Now they're 2-8. So, and then they replaced Jackson Dart with Russell Wilson after that concussion. So, yeah, I mean, I think all in all, I think the Giants. I'm sorry, Giants. I'm sorry, but Bears, looking really good. That division looks very tough now. It's getting tougher each and every week, with the exception of maybe the Vikings. But even then, the Vikings can still pull out wins. But regardless, very, very good win from the Bears. A decent fantasy day all around, I guess. If you started Dart, especially if you started Caleb Williams. Everyone else kind of,
Yeah.
depends on how you look at it. You can always try to find the positives on some of these
Yeah.
players, but
Yeah.
yeah. Overall, thought it was an enjoyable game. Good win for the Bears, and Giants just keep on losing.
Yep. Well, right after the Bears, they had their comeback. You speak of the Vikings able to win some games. The Vikings, they were a horsehair away from having a big comeback victory yesterday, but they weren't able to get it done. Another team that wasn't able to get it done, the Chargers versus the Steelers. And Ben, I'm going to let the stage be yours here on this one because, in my view, the Steelers, I was watching this game and it finally hit me. I'm not a Steelers fan, so when I'm watching these games, I'm just watching it for the love of the game. But while I was watching it, it finally hit me what you have been talking about, not just this season, but really over the last, couple of years. There's this dread to watching the Steelers of like, if they win, what does it matter? Mike Tomlin and everybody else is still there. When they lose, it was expected. And this game, to me, was just the pinnacle of who the Steelers are right now, especially with Arthur Smith calling the plays. But anyway,
Mhm.
hey, stage is yours, my friend. Steelers get mollywopped. Let's hear about it.
I want to jump off the stage right now. I mean, this is a very, very strange but expected season here. All right. I don't understand how you can come out, beat the Colts, look like a playoff team. I'm not saying, a Super Bowl contender, because God knows we're not that.
Mm.
But we come out and beat the Colts. Defense steps up. Daniel Jones turns the ball over, I believe 5 times, maybe 6 times. And then we go to the Chargers.
No.
Great first quarter. Great first half. All things considered. If you look at the defense, because that's our main issue, was a defense. Offense, I go back and forth on, but hey, we're good. But in that second half, it's just the fact we didn't trade for a receiver or any help, because I don't understand why we have Yano Smith, Darnell Washington, Freiermuth, if we're not going to utilize all 3 of them in the passing game. We don't have a stud running back. No offense to Jaylen Warren. I love Jaylen Warren. He's really the only bright spot in this offense. Rodgers is just kind of starting to look his age now. And again, I was a defender of Metcalf heading into the season. Now I'm not so sure. I think his receiver one days might be over. I don't see the separation. I don't see the big play potential that he has. Arthur Smith is the worst person known to existence. Hey, screen pass, bubble pass. Man, if that's all you need to call, put me in, coach, or put me in the offensive coordinator, right? Because I can call that play. Anyone can call that play. It's just, and I don't think Rodgers feels comfortable calling audibles to because who, like, I love Calvin Austin, but he's not going to throw it to him. Roman Wilson caught a touchdown yesterday, but that was garbage time. And then again, you're not utilizing those tight ends. And again, I can go on and on and on, but this would be like a 2-hour long podcast, minimum, for it. But very, very disappointed from the Steelers. I don't understand. The only reason why we're number 1 in the NFC North is because Lamar Jackson. We had I believe, a 3-game advantage on him. Now it's only 1 game, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Terrell Austin we need to fire him by the end of the year. But what the Steelers do is we keep everyone until the end of the year. We don't make midseason acquisitions ever, and so I think. Man, my blood's starting to my blood is pumping right now, all right? I'm trying so hard to remain cool, calm, and collected, but if I talk more of it, I'm going to blow a freaking gasket, Okay.
Well, let me
So for
let me say it like this.
You know what? You're on the stage now. You're on the stage.
Yeah. Let me take the torch here. Arthur Sith, some may call him. He. It's as if him and Mike Bobo have the same like playbook. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. Like being a Georgia fan is so hard once again with Bobo in bars. But again, it's like they utilize the same playbook or something. But anyway, Steelers get mollywopped. I made a last-minute decision, and we'll see what happens tonight. I made a last-minute decision in one of our Dynasty leagues to take Herbert out and put Hurts in, for the first time all season. And not because of anything Hurts has done. Both of these guys have been top 10 quarterbacks the last 3 weeks in a row. But I had Herbert in, and then last second I was really tilting last night before that Sunday night football game. Man, I was tilting hard. Derek was getting to me about the projections were throwing me everywhere. I was like, oh no, I don't know, man, I don't know. So I pulled Herbert out, I put Hurts in, and we'll just have to see what happens tonight with that. But those are the 3 games. Let's get into the news segment. But why? Which teams have been head scratching to you so far this season, and why? We each have 2 teams here. We haven't shared notes, so if we have the same team, we'll just move on and agree, unlike the draft. But the first one I want to bring up is the Falcons, and here is why, okay? Number 1, they are one of the oddest teams this year. They can get some wins that don't make any sense. They get losses that don't make any sense. The biggest but why factor for me is, but why are we keeping Raheem Morris? Why is he not fired yet? Why is he not gone? There's no reason the Falcons need to have him as the head coach. This offense is lackluster when you've got Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney as a wide receiver too, Michael Penix who can throw a good ball, Kyle Pitts. This offense should be on fire. It should be, but it's not. Blamed it on Arthur Smith. Now he's gone. Who are we blaming it on now? And so the offense sucks. Raheem Morris is this defensive-minded head coach. Well, unlike in Houston with Ryan, this defense sucks. So, again, it's an odd team. I don't understand them, and I also just don't understand why Raheem Morris is still there. But that's my first one. Ben, who do you got?
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the Steelers. It's my first statement, and I'll make this one quick since I kind of already ranted about it. But why do we have Arthur Smith? But why do we not trade for a receiver? But why is our defense incapable of putting on consistent performances? It makes no sense. We are the highest paid defense in the league, and yet we come out, give up 25 points to the Chargers. Chargers are a good team, but we stopped the Colts, and the Colts were going on a pretty good historic run with our offense, scoring on almost every possession. I don't understand how we look like we're playoff ready one week, and then the next week we should be vying for the number 1 pick next to the Titans and the Dolphins. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will understand it. It is ridiculous, and somehow the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. And we're just going to set up a failure to lose in the opening round because that's what we do. That's what we do. All right. Anyways, but why? Why?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? And what else sucks is every year that you do that, you make your draft pick worse. But at least you got to say you were a winning team and you made it to the playoffs. But it is what it is. Is what it is. My second team here, that is, but why? Is the Bills. And this was a team that we already talked about with the 3-game highlight, and so I won't harp on it too much. But to me, I'm in agreement with JV. I'm in agreement with what we've all said. Why did they not make any moves during, before the trade deadline to help out Josh Allen? Why is it only Josh Allen and James Cook? We already said Keon's not that guy. Shakir's really not that guy. He got a crazy contract I didn't think he would get. But anyway. And ultimately, why does Sean McDermott look like an all-star head coach before they start getting close to the playoffs, and then it's no better than me coaching out there? It's just an odd team, year in and year out, that if nothing changes, then nothing changes, and they won't ever go to the Super Bowl and actually win. But anyway, that's my second.
Agreed. I was tempted to put the Bills on here, but I'm going to go with the first place team in the AFC West, the Denver Broncos.
Oh, yes.
But like, why is this team so good right now? I'll tell you why. They beat the Titans by 1 score. The Colts beat them. The Chargers beat them. So 2 contenders right there. They beat the Joe Burrow-led, Jake Browning-led Bengals 28-3. They beat the Jets 13-11. They barely beat the Eagles. Good win. Good win. They came back and beat the Giants, but again, in one of the craziest quarters of all time, but 33-32 against the Giants because of 2 mixed extra points. And they beat the Cowboys 44-24. They beat the Davis Mills-led Texans 18-15. And then that atrocious Thursday night game, beating the Raiders 10-7. Why? Why is this offense look so good one week, putting up 30, 40 plus? But then and I get it's a trap game, but it's happened more than once. The Jets, the Bengals, the Titans, the Texans. No offense to the Texans. Texans are an okay team, but I mean that's really it. They've lost to all the contenders except for the Eagles. Shout out to you. But it's just like why is this team so first on like, oh, they're gonna make it far, it's like, I don't know if they are, because their their upcoming games, they play the Chiefs twice, they got the Chargers again, they got the Packers, they got, I mean, it would be the Commanders, but all that, but they got the Jags. Jags are kind of a, I mean, hey, they're a team, but yeah, then they got the Commanders and Raiders again. So it's just I'm not buying into the hype. I don't understand why people are, because we got to look at and like. But I will say, I'm defending Bo Nix. All right, Bo Nix. He's still young. I think they're finally getting him comfortable. But again, it's just he's so back and forth with it, but it comes with the growing pains. But God, this team is so weird though. Like it's the least deserved first place team right now.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the Chiefs last year, who, we were blaming it on Mahomes' black magic, how they were able to block field goals. They blocked that field goal against Denver. Denver would have beat them last year, and by 1 or 2 points. They blocked that field goal. They keep winning all these close games when they really shouldn't. Like, the Chiefs shouldn't have won all those games last year. And we're seeing the same thing with Denver right now of I'm not going to say they're frauds, but they're just the closest thing to not, like, a lot of times, because the world is based off of stats, obviously, and stats help both sides. This is one of those teams where the stat beside their name of 8-2 just doesn't really show who they are as a team. And you basically just broke it all down right there. But with that being said, let's move on to the studs and duds from week 10. And I'm going to start here. I'm going to name my 4 studs rather, and then I'm going to let you name your 4 studs. I'm going to start here with Jalen Nailor. This guy, even though the Vikings ended up losing, they were coming back, but either way, 5 of 6 for 124 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, and almost right under 24 fantasy points. Absolute stud. My next guy here was Jonathan Taylor. Of course. How could you not? 244 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 receptions for 42 receiving yards, and a franchise record of 65 touchdowns as a running back. Absolute stud. My third stud here, even though he did get a concussion, was Jackson Dart, because even though his concussion happened late in the third quarter, I mean, he still was putting on a great performance. 242 passing yards, 66 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. A top 10 quarterback even not playing the fourth quarter. So Jackson Dart, you're here as a stud. And my last stud here was Travion Henderson. 147 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 3 receiving yards. Shout out to those 3 receiving yards. Travion Henderson, Jackson Dart, Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Nailor. You all are a bunch of studs. Ben, hit us with your 4 studs?
So I'm going to hit you with 2 studs because, again, I agree with you. JT was on my list. Good God
Yes.
Almighty.
Yes.
He is the reason why my team popped off. He's the only reason why some of my teams are even winning. Good
Yeah.
God Almighty. Jonathan Taylor,
I love him.
no
I love
words.
him. I love him.
Speechless.
And, you know,
Speechless.
I was saying in our group chat yesterday, I wish I would have never
Mhm.
traded him because in AFL in our other dynasty league, I traded him to
Yeah.
Chavez. What a
Yeah.
man.
What
Is
did
what it is.
what'd you get in return for that?
Probably like a first. I mean, I can't remember exactly what it was. It wouldn't have been anything like
Sounds about
I
right.
traded him for nothing, but I think I traded him after
Yeah.
last season just because of, or maybe before our trade deadline in that league last year. And, you know, I've got
Mhm.
Barkley, Brees Hall, Alvin Kamara, and I think Chuba Hubbard as well. But that, oh gosh, that's anyway. Your studs.
Gotcha. So I'm keeping it in the backfield. I said I'm only gonna give you 2. So obviously my other one was Travion Henderson. Hopefully, this means he's going to take full control of the backfield. I've been holding him into Dynasty right now. A lot of people have been wanting to trade for him, but
Hmm.
how everything was going with Ramondre Stevenson, again, he's the thing that just won't die. It's just like we get it. You had a good couple years, but
Yeah.
they drafted this running back, please, and the fumbling issues. It's like why are you still not benched right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, impressive performance. Hopefully this is good things to come for him. 8-2 for the Patriots and riding on the back of Trayvon Henderson last week.
Yeah.
So my first 2 original picks here. I'm gonna do Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, $142, 2 touchdowns, 3 catches for 30 yards, and a touchdown for 39.7 fantasy points in PPR. I mean, just after that dud performance last week, comes out very, very like this is the Jahmyr Gibbs we know. And luckily, again, I got Gibbs on a lot of my teams paired up with Jonathan Taylor. So Jonathan
Yeah.
Taylor and Gibbs, pretty much, I could have sat everyone else and I still would have won. So very, very happy with that performance. And then I'm gonna keep it with the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go with Jamison Williams.
Love
6
it.
catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. 23.9 points. It seems after the offensive coordinator came out and said, I failed Jameson. I feel like they're trying to get him more involved, and I think you need to, because if you want to succeed, Laporta, Jameson, Amon-Ra, Jameer, Montgomery, get all these guys involved. And
Yeah.
we know Montgomery and Jameer are. We know Amon-Ra's a clear number 1, but Jameson just had a flat start to the halfway point of the season. I mean, God, it was a very, very tough watch, a tough play. Like, people drafted him. And then now he was on the waiver wire for a good portion of the year now. But now he should already be scooped up. I've scooped him up in a couple of my leagues heading into the games yesterday. And hopefully this is a good sign to come. So those are my 4 studs. Now we're going to take it to the duds. Spencer.
Yes, sir.
Tee off.
Hey, alrighty. So with the duds, I've got Chuba Hubbard starting here. 3 rushing attempts for 14 yards and only 2.5 fantasy points. I cannot believe. Let me say this as clear as possible. I cannot believe in our Smackmouth League, I gave you a first-round pick for this guy because of how bad I was hurting at running back. But
And I was on the fence about it too. I didn't want to trade him, but thank God that you convinced me.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Josh Downs, big dud. He's not the only one from this team I'm highlighting here. Josh Downs, 2 targets, 1 reception for 3 yards, and 1.3 fantasy points. What a dud. Michael Pittman, 2 of 2 for 19 yards for 3.9 fantasy points. And of course, this is coming after 3 top 15 weeks. And of course, coming after the week where we highlight him and say he should definitely be going to get him. Either way, he's a big bum. And of course, my last one here is Geno Smith. After having a QB6 performance the week prior, he follows it up with 143 passing yards, an interception, and 4 fantasy points. Bum! But either way. Ben, who's your 4 duds?
My 4 Dudley Death Drop bums are going to be, starting us off, It's going to be the guy who went off last week.
Mm.
3 touchdowns, over 100 yards, coming back from injury. Oh, he's going to be great. This is the sole reason why this team is going to succeed.
Mm.
And that's Brock Bowers. 1 catch for 31 yards for 3.2 points from the assumed tight end 1 overall. How does that make sense? I got to talk to your bum of Geno Smith because I do not understand. Brock Bowers only has 1 catch for 31 yards. Next up, Justin Jefferson, JJ Jettis. 12 targets. 12 targets. It's pretty damn good. Okay, let's see the final stat line. 4 catches. Okay, 4 for 12. Got to be 60, 70 yards, right? Touchdown? No. 37 yards. How? And that's probably because Naylor, he, took the high road, but even Addison failed as well. But golly, Justin Jefferson? Come on, man. You ain't no bum. You ain't no dud, but God, you definitely were this week.
Yeah, you are this week.
So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to the Broncos and Raiders game, and I'm going to stick with the Broncos. Bo Nix. I sat him over Jackson. I played him over Jackson Dart. I am furious. 150 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions for 7.8 points.
Yeah.
And this is why why are the Broncos good as they are whenever you got performances like this? It just makes no sense. And they won.
Yeah.
They won off of the stat line. They won. That's the thing that hurts. That's the thing that sucks. At least with these other guys, they lost,
Yeah,
and we can blame it on them. But this one, it's like they won, and I can't blame them.
Yeah.
So I also had Pittman on here as my last dud. So those are the bums, the duds from Dudleyville. Yeah. Good God Almighty. Hopefully bounce back games. I'm not scared of Bowers or Jefferson repeating this, but everyone else,
Yeah.
it could happen.
It
probably
could
will happen.
It probably will happen. Studs and duds from Week 10. That was them. But before we get into the draft, let's hit you with a Murray in a hurry. Monday Night Football preview. Ben, what you got?
Murray in a hurry. Monday Night Football preview. We got the 6-2, count them, 6-2 Eagles facing off against the 5-2 Packers in what should be a good game. I'm not going to say shootout because every time we say shootout, it's going to not be a shootout.
Yeah.
But right now the odds are pretty much 50-50. It's going to be a cool, chilled day tonight. Just real quick, start everyone. On the Eagles, start Barkley, start Goddard. They have A.J. Brown coming back from injury, so that's gonna help boost their passing attack a hell of a lot. Devontae Smith is there, so Eagles should be at full strength. The Packers might be out without Dontavius Wicks. Sorry, excuse me. As well as as well as Golden. So those guys are questionable heading into the game. Jacobs is a walking questionable tag, but we all know he's going to play. And then Jordan Love. So hopefully you get more looks from Romeo Dubes. Hopefully he's going to be the person to come out of the receiving core and actually be that true receiver that they need. But regardless, you want to start Love. Musgrave is a streaming tight end right now, replacing his fellow tight end with a torn ACL. So I think it remains to be seen if he's gonna replace Kraft in that way, in that production. But regardless, you got to start him in a very faint tight end position. So Eagles at Packers. Start everyone on the Eagles. Packers pay attention to the injury report, especially with Golden and Wicks. Hopefully Dobbs can come in there and be good. Start Jacobs. Musgrave's a streaming tight end. Jordan Love hopefully can prove that he's no slouch. So give me the Packers taking home the victory at home at Lambeau Field tonight, 8:15.
Yep. Well, not going to happen. So I've got the Eagles beating the Packers yet again, as they like to do. But yeah, I've got the Eagles. They got their full strength, kind of like you just said, getting A.J. Brown back. And they got to shake some rust off. Shake some of the – they're coming out of the bye. They got to shake some stuff off here, okay? So I got the Eagles winning. You've got the Packers. We'll see what ends up happening. But that's the Murray in a Hurry Monday Night Football preview. Now let's move on to the moment we've all been waiting for. Today's draft, which is, of course, top 5 places to hide a top secret memory chip card in your house from a thief for 24 hours. Now, when coming up with these places to hide, of course, this memory chip card, we're talking about that tiny little, like an SD card looking situation here. You have time to prepare. You have time to prepare. In the banking. Have you seen that video with the African pastor where he's like, he can't get the words out? He's like,
I don't think so, no.
Bro, I'll have to send it to you after this one. He's trying to read in the beginning, and he can't get it out. And he's saying, in the Benin, in the Benin, in the Benin. And somebody in the crowd goes, listen hard now. In the Benin game. I'm like, oh gosh, so I'll have to
hard now.
I'll have to send that to you. But anyway, so we've got time, of course. This isn't the thief is coming in 2 minutes. Hurry up, hide this thing. We've got a little bit of time to prepare. So in that preparation, where will we be hiding a memory chip? What are the top 5 places to do so? Ben, I normally give you the first pick, and then I get 2 back-to-back picks. Would you like to keep that going? Do you want me to have the first pick? How do you want this to play out today?
Full transparency here. I'm losing this draft, so I'm going to let you go first just to see. I'm going to lose this draft. I don't know how, but I want to, because I feel like my guesses are going to be a hell of a lot worse than yours. So I'm going to give me the added benefit and let you go first.
Okay. Well, my first pick is a picture frame. So there you go. 101, I got picture frame. Behind a little picture. It might be a little simple, but I promise you, every pick I have after this, it has a lot more thought to it. But the first pick, it's picture frame. So go ahead, Ben.
Okay. My first pick, do something just pretty small, pretty concise, all right? Don't feel all that, but there are ways. Give me the lighter. More specifically, for the audio, not audio, visual audience, just like hide into one of these. My brother got me this for Ireland, Guinness. There you go. But yeah, nice. just hide it right there on the bottom, right there. I think you're good. It's small, concise. No one's gonna be able to open a damn lighter. So, lighter number 1, small and concise.
Love it. What's that next pick?
Second pick. If it is a chip, guess what? Give me the chip bag. Let me just toss it in the chip bag. It could be any chip, all right? But specifically, give me the Miss Vicky's kettle cooked jalapeno chips. Okay. I'm gonna toss it in there. I'm gonna vacuum seal it again, all right? And we're gonna be good because ain't no one gonna be in a chip bag. Come on, man.
Yeah, so
I just won the draft.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Shout out to Miss Vicky's. Love the jalapeno. Love the jalapeno kettle cooked.
If you want to sponsor, if you want to sponsor this, let us know.
Yeah. Miss Vicky's, you are doing your thing over there. Let me tell you. Right now. So Ben, you started with a lighter, more so maybe a thick lighter to hide the chip on the bottom, and then you went chip bag. Even though it's going to be like this black SD card. Hey, chip is in the name. Whatever. So my next pick here, and this is where things are getting serious. Okay, I am. This thief has 24 hours to go through your house and find this chip card. So here's my number 2 pick. In the carpet. What do I mean? Tear up a corner piece of the carpet, put the chip underneath it, and then just staple the carpet back down to the ground. In the corner of a room. So I'm gonna go underneath the carpet of your house. Okay. And it's not like you're tearing up the whole carpet. You're literally just tearing up a little corner piece of the carpet, and then you're stapling it back down. My next pick here is, stay with me, but the shower head? A shower head and how it can unscrew? You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So my next pick here is tape it to the back side where it screws in of the shower head, and then just screw the shower head back on enough to where it doesn't destroy the chip, but enough to where it hopefully doesn't look noticeable. So I've got inside the shower head. as my number 3 pick.
Not bad, not bad. I'm actually going to keep it in the bathroom here, and I'm going to you put it inside of the toilet paper roll that you have.
Ooh.
So, for the visual audience out there, yeah, you just whenever you get done with the roll of toilet paper, you got to put on a new one. The little metal part, all you got to do is unscrew it, plop it in there, and then bam, you're good to go. So, yeah, toilet paper roll. Third pick right there. Great
Love
pick
it.
by Ben right there.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Second or fourth pick. This really depends on what type of, creatures you have in your house. And I'm not going to go that route. I probably should have worded that better. But just go ahead and give me the litter box. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely should have worded
Give
that
me the
one
litter
better.
box. Yeah. Yeah, I should have. Oops. I'm a cool guy, all right? I promise I'm a cool guy. But yes, give me the litter box. He just plop it in there at the very bottom. I mean, come on. Like, sure, he can pour it out, but there's gonna be so much litter there, all right? He's gonna be dusting it up. He's only got 24 hours. I
Yeah.
got cats, all right? It takes multiple hours to clean those things, to look through them and all that. So, hey, give me the litter box.
Hey, good pick. Good pick. I wouldn't have thought of it only because I don't have cats, but it's a good pick. It's a good pick. So I'm gonna go inside with my fourth pick here. I'm gonna go inside the couch frame zipper. You know how like when you get a couch, if you take the cushions up, it's got a zipper underneath there. So I'm gonna open that zipper up, just toss that bad boy in there, zip it back up, put the cushion down, and just pray, I guess. Hope he doesn't find it. So inside the couch zipper was my next pick. And then my last pick here, number 5, to round things out. Taped to a piece of hardwood flooring. So take a piece of your hardwood flooring out, flip it over, tape it to the bottom, put it back down, and just insert the hardwood flooring back where it goes. And hopefully he doesn't find it. I mean, surely to goodness, there's no way he finds it. So I'm going to go tape to the backside of a piece of hardwood flooring there. What's your last pick?
Man, I'm just saying for your pick, all he has to do is like step, and then he's gonna like hear a creak, or he's actually gonna bust through the one piece of flooring that it's actually taped to. I was like, what the hell? Oh wow, would you look at this?
Yeah, he's in for like literally
easy as
4
hell.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your timer starts now. Oh, there it is. All right. So my last pick, I'm going to I can go with a lot of options here. All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a lot of options. But if he's got 24 hours, I feel regardless of what option, it's probably going to be found. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to put it inside my computer. All right. Because the obvious choice is obviously going to be like, surely it's not going to be in the computer. Whenever I'm in the computer, I'm in the computer. All right. I am dissecting my computer, putting it in. Maybe like layer it up with something, but man, they're not gonna guess the computer because it's like, what idiot would put a chip in the computer? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the computer. So I think in plain sight is the best sight. All right. So go ahead and give me the win on this one, like I have done in the last or in all the drafts. Okay. So there you
Hold
go.
on, let me fact check. Hold on, let me fact check. Yeah, so you have actually not won any of the drafts recently, so fact check that one right there. But anyway, so here are the top 5s, and then we'll get into our honorable mentions. I ended with picture frame, inside the carpet, inside the shower head, inside the couch zipper, and then taped to a backside of hardwood flooring, which Ben has indicated could be a terrible place. And then Ben's top 5 was a lighter, the back, a thick lighter, inside of a chip bag, and more specifically Miss Vicky's jalapeno. Inside toilet paper roll, the metal part, a litter box, great pick, and then inside the computer, because plain sight is the best sight. Now, I'm going to get into some of my honorable mentions here, and then we'll let you round things out with yours, Ben. I had inside, so Breaking Bad style, inside the plastic part of the fridge. Just kind of take it off, kind of like they did with the money. Another one here for me is in a completely filled trash can. I mean, if you got trash, right? I mean, is he really going to dump over the trash can? He might. I mean, he's got to get this. This is top secret. So, he might, but I'm going to throw it in there, and it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. And in that same line of thinking, I'm going to put it in the pocket of a pair of jeans and then place those pair of jeans inside a completely filled dirty clothes hamper. And I'm talking these clothes are dirty. Okay, so he's going to have
That's
to
a good
get
one.
real nasty with it. Take the sole out of a pair of shoes and tape it to the bottom of it, and then put the sole back into the shoe. That was one. And then my last one was in plain sight, sitting on top of a door like a key would be in old times. So that was my honorable mentions.
Not bad. Not bad. You should have gone with those picks because those picks are 100% better than the bum picks that you had. So,
Wrong.
my honorable mentions, wrong. My honorable mentions, first and foremost, would be a empty whiskey bottle, specifically Jack Daniels.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you put it on the inside on the black part. So, if you have a whiskey collection, you collect bottles. And you're like, I mean, they're not going to think. They're like, oh, there's nothing like, again, for the visual audience, you just put it right behind this, I got Evan Williams right here. So,
Yeah.
you just tape it inside, but like right behind it. And then bam, you're good to go.
Love it. Love it.
Second, we have, for the nerds out there, gotta put it in your magic deck. All right, your magic deck. All right, all you gotta do, put it in right there, right in between the cards. I think you're good to go. All right, great pick right there. Third pick.
What I'm laughing at, by the way, what I'm laughing at is you came with all the props today. Like you came.
I did.
With all the props. I love it. I love it.
I did. I had to. It was hard to actually like word what I was talking about before, like being, I might need to. The only thing I was missing was the toilet paper roll. But we're gonna stick in the bathroom in my honorable mention and do it on the inside of the toilet on the back end part.
Oh yeah.
Take out the top. Yeah, you put it in there. Maybe try to drain the toilet and be like, oh, this toilet ain't working. This ain't gonna work. Just so it doesn't get splashed. But if we're hiding a chip, surely to God, it's a waterproof chip. But again, we're getting in semantics at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I think that's it. I think obviously there's a lot more. Preferably just toss it in literally the corner of the house in a closet, pile it up with a bunch of random stuff.
Maybe
or just put it
maybe your Xbox.
Xbox/PlayStation. You could put it right there. You could disguise it. You could disguise it as just like a USB, or put it in the USB. Like, well, I don't have a visual prop for this one, but you put it in, like, for example, maybe like put it in like right there. I don't know. I'm frozen on my screen. All right, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like right there.
Nope, I got
Put it right there, and then you're good to go.
Yep.
Not sponsored by Xbox, by the way, but Xbox, if you want to sponsor us, let us know.
Yeah, Xbox, if you want to sponsor us, we'll do another draft of all things that are W and include you as well.
Oh.
But
too soon, man.
But anyway,
X is the new W.
Yeah, too soon. Hey, X is the new W. That was the draft of top 5 places to hide a secret chip from a thief that has 24 hours to raid your house. You guys can let us know who won that draft. Comment down below or leave us a review, or on the podcast, you should be able to send in a text. There is a link there where you can actually text us with the podcast phone number, and we can see your text. So make sure you leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow Daily Dynasty Show on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and the YouTubes. And until the next episode, see ya.
Steelers.